I was planning on sitting on the back porch this morning and welcome y'all to my back porch, but it's a little chilly for me this morning. Excuse me, you hear still my voice. But the wind is blowing pretty good up back there, and I just don't want to sit in the wind and with all this stuff going on too. So I decided since this to sit by Randy, since today is the third year of his passing, and that means 3 years of widowhood. And so that's what I'm going to talk to you about a little bit today is widowhood on the third year. Some of you are dealing with it. Some of you longer than I have. Some of you are not as long. And my heart goes out to you in my prayers as well, because I know that it is, it's devastating. I have to say, it still stinks. I don't like it, but there's not a lot I can do about it. You know, if I had my way, I'd bring him back today, but not really. I just go to him because I wouldn't want to bring him back from heaven to be that selfish. That would be selfish on my part. So I just keep pushing through. I have to remind myself, Randy would tell me many times, tell us to find joy in the journey. And I'm having to really search for that joy sometimes. Sometimes it's easy, you know, when I am with my family or I'm with my grandkids. That joy comes pretty easy, but, you know, it's those quiet times that you're alone and you don't know, he's not there to pick up the phone to call him, or, you know, he'll be home in a few hours. I remember my mama saying when my daddy passed, I look for him to come through that door anytime. Well, I keep a picture by my bed, and I look at that picture and then I start crying, because it just feels like you ought to come out of that picture and just put me in a bear hug and make all the cares of the world go away. But, you know, it doesn't work like that anymore. I have to allow God, which I've always tried to allow God to take care of our troubles and trials and our good times too. But, you know, when you have that Christian companion, it makes it easy. You have somebody to uplift you, which my boys do try to uplift me. I'm sorry, and Leah. The tears don't come like they used to, thank the Lord. You know, when he once passed, you know, there was a lot of stress, and y'all know, if you've watched my videos, you know there was a lot of stress in my life with well drilling. That stress of well drilling is not there. I mean, there's still stress. I mean, you can't live life without stress. But there's not the tears that I cried 25,000 times a day, felt like. Now it's, a lot of times it's when maybe I'll look at his picture and get to missing him. Or, you know, sometimes I can sit and I can have a memory and it'll bring a smile to my face. And then there's other times I can have that same memory and it'll bring tears to your face. And it's still a roller coaster ride. You know, I told you before, being a widow is like a roller coaster, and it's still like a roller coaster ride. But, you know, God has been good to us, and he's been faithful to us. You never get to the point when you've spent a lifetime with somebody. I don't think you ever get to the point that you don't miss that person in your life. You know, if it's a child or if it's a spouse, your parents. You know, I miss my parents. It's not the same losing my parents as it was my spouse, and because I lost my spouse so early in life. But it's still, you just miss that person. You know, it's the things that you would have done, like going and riding on the golf cart or walking in the woods or just riding, you know, even just going for a simple ride, you know, because we always like to ride around, and just going for a simple ride. It's lonely. It's just that loneliness there that you can't escape. And I don't know if it'll get better with time, but I know 3 years it's still there. You know, Thanksgiving and Christmas we get together as a family, and all of us sitting around the table, and we love being together, and I love being with them, and I thank God that they're there. But I know for me, and I know it's for them as well, there's still that emptiness because that chair, is not filled. That space that he would have taken up is not there. So that's always going to be. But, I have to go on. I just can't sit and wallow in it. I have to find other things, so that's why I try to stay busy. Right now the bakery is closed, and I have to say I closed for January, and I'm glad I did because the weather's been cold. I've been sick, but also I miss it, but at the same time I'm glad for that time off from it. I've got a sewing project I've been working on. I want to get back into painting, and I just hadn't done it yet. But getting over sickness has been the main thing, is getting over that junk, and it's, lingering. It is getting easier to carry the load as far as, dealing with the widowhood. But it's still, still there. It's still lonesome. I talk about him all the time. People, don't know him. I feel sorry for him because they never got to know him. But at the same time, people talk about their memories in their life and what they've done in the past. Well, that was Randy. That's my life. That was my children. We were always, doing things together, and it didn't stop just because he passed. The memories and what if he'd have been standing right there beside me, and I would tell somebody, years ago we went to Montana and this and that and this and that. And I still tell it as if he was standing right there beside me, because that's, just how I feel about it. So Randy had a saying that he would say, no matter what, trust God. And I got a plaque in there that Andrew and Leah gave me that says, no matter what, trust God. And Randy would tell us that, And the other night I was talking to the Lord, and he just spoke to my heart and said, trust me. And so I used my phone to read my Bible, but I decided I want to pull out Randy's Bible and read it, because you can flip through a Bible a whole lot easier than you can flip through that phone, finding sometimes things just pop out at you when you got the Bible. And when I opened the Bible, like I said, the Lord done spoke to my heart, trust me. And I've come to chapter 29, Psalms 91. And just happened, Randy's got this little thing that he got from someone that he dearly cared for. And he kept that in his Bible. And so it's got the same thing. I'm not going to read the whole chapter, but that second verse, when I was reading that night, just brought the tears, because it just reinforced to me what God was telling me. It says, I will say of the Lord, he is my refuge and my fortress. My God, in him will I trust. And again, he was just saying, trust me. And, sometimes we just get little nuggets from God here and there that means so much to us. And I thought I had done flipped through all of everything in Randy's Bible, but obviously I hadn't. Because I come in the very front was this little paper. And it's I'll try to get it. It was his handwriting. And I'm not going to read all of it, but the first thing it says, the thing I'm most thankful for this past year is God and his blessings. And, I read some of the other ones, and they brought a smile to my face. But that one is what I'm most thankful for this past year, is God and his blessings. And I am thankful, because I can see, when we're going through trials, we can't always see his hand of mercy. Even though we know he's there, we might not can see it. But sometimes once we get past that storm, we can look back and say, I see God's hand. I see how he carried me. And that's how I can do now. I can see how he carried me through those hard times, with Randy passing. And even now, he carries me. He's my best friend. And I just wanted to share that with you today, because being a widow is hard. But I do not know how people go through widowhood and losing your loved ones without having God, because he has been, he's my dearest friend, and he's really carried me and helped me through these past 3 years. And I hope he comes this year. I'm looking for him today. But if he doesn't, if he tarries another 3 years, and I hope he doesn't, I hope just to be able to sit here and say in 3 more years, I'm still trusting God. So y'all take care, and I hope you're trusting God to see you through whatever you may be facing. If it's a loss of a loved one, or if it's loneliness, or if it's financial, or whatever it may be, sickness. Sickness is everywhere, I know. And so I just pray that the Lord touches you and blesses you. And y'all take care. Love you, and God bless you.